Ron M. asks, I was reading your article in Linux Journal about the spelling of Linux or Linux, X or CS. Yeah, man, I got a lot of flack for that one. For those who are not aware, before I continue with this question, it was a bit of a joke article I wrote based on the fact that Unix was originally spelled with a CS. It was originally spelled with a CS, but by around release time it was changed to an X, so I extrapolated out that all of the things named roughly after Unix or Minix, etc., should also be spelled with a CS, thus Linux, Linux. It was a bit of a joke and people kind of freaked out about it, but it was a way for me to talk about the cool history of how some of these things got their name. Anyway, Ron continues, and I wondered if you knew the answer to this question I've had for a long time. Why is the /etc directory called that? Who came up with that? Since you know some of the history, I thought you may know. Thanks, Ron M. All right, so it's actually really simple. It's not really a huge secret. etc literally in this case does stand for etc. Now nowadays, the etc folder is usually meant for configuration files. In the early days, in ye olden time, back when hamster wheels were generating the electricity to run Unix servers, etc was really just an etc folder. It was for things that didn't go into the bin folder where all the applications and binaries went. It didn't go into the library folder, the lib folder, because it wasn't necessarily a library. It didn't go into USR. It didn't go into anything. Where would these files go? So they went into /etc for etc. Just some etc stuff. As time went on, it was eventually decided to standardize that as the folder for configuration files. Now, people have tried to recursively create an acronym for it, but there really isn't an official one. It is the etc folder. That's just what it is. It's what it's been for a very, very long time, and that's why it was named that. It's actually kind of an interesting question because you think about the folder structure we utilize. You know, we have our boot folders, we have our user and home folders, and bins and libs and dev for our devices. And a lot of people actually think the dev folder is for development stuff, but it's meant for devices. There's the mount folder. There's all these different folders, and they have very specific purposes. But originally, etc didn't have a purpose. It was just throw whatever you got in there because it falls under etc. That's where it came about. That's it, Ron. I wish there was a more complex story than that. That has, by the way, been confirmed repeatedly by multiple people involved in the early Unix days and even the mid Unix days. Folks like Dennis Ritchie and whatnot have confirmed that's what etc stands for, etc. It's nice and simple. Nice and simple. We're 3 minutes in, but that's the whole answer to this. This was the easiest question I have ever gotten, and it's brought to you in part by Pogo Linux, who sell awesome workstations and servers that you can buy and you can put on your desk or in your big giant server rack or whatever. And I guarantee you, those servers, they've got an etc folder, so you can stick whatever you want. Well, don't stick whatever you want in there. Maybe just stick to the configuration files nowadays. But go over to pogolinux.com and grab some awesome Linux powered gear. And of course, you can grab the blah blah blahs from the blah blah blahs and using the URLs and the who's and what's it's. And yeah.